Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 40 of Jux and All Things Sports podcast, presented to you by Always Bullin. 10 episodes away from 50, boys. We're getting there. I'm thinking potential giveaway at 50, but hopefully we hit 30 subscribers by then. Maybe another duck race. If you're with us on YouTube, like, subscribe. Are we still at 26, Train?
Yeah, as of today, I think so.
As of today, 26 subscribers. Push that to 30, and then keep your eyes on the Twitter. And then again, 10 episodes, 50th. If you're on Spotify, hit that follow button, drop a review, keep us popping up on the boards. We got week 1 NFL recap, week 2 outlook, along with our typical betting segment. Pretty hot last week, boys. Teaser hit, touchdown parlay almost hit. You guys both hit yours. Not only did Danny Dimes not score a touchdown, the Giants didn't score a touchdown. But we'll get to that. Lot to go over. Aaron Rodgers' injury and whatnot. Thursday night football, Lions, Chiefs. Train, I'll just let you take this one.
Well, we go into this when the season when the schedule dropped. Everyone was hype. All the Lions guys, all Lions fans, could not believe that we got this game. And then, weeks leading up to it, things were kind of falling into our lap. Chris Jones never signed. Kelsey got hurt. It's not the Lions' fault. I know there's a lot of people saying like, "Oh, there's an asterisk by it," especially Mike Trico. I believe that's his name, right?
Respectfully, fuck Mike Tirico.
Yeah. Well, he said that after the game. A lot of people got upset about it. I'm not going to take it too much to heart because it doesn't have an asterisk next to it, and we did get the win. So I don't think it should because if they wanted to, they could have sat Kelsey on his couch the whole 2 weeks before the game, and he would have played just as good, I'm assuming. A big story of the game is Juwan Taylor, right tackle. Bark saying that his whole career he's been doing this. He's been
Anyone who watches Jags football would say that, yeah.
lined up way too far. A knee shake almost every snap, which is just not allowed. I don't know if you just have something wrong with you or if you're jumping off or false start, but there's something wrong with that. And we still won. There was a really bad one at the end of the game. They finally called it, and we're like, I saw like a whole like 5-minute video on a TikTok counting how many there were in the game, and it was ridiculous how many different penalties were on him. Both teams really limited the penalties. It was pretty nice to watch a fairly clean game of football. There was a long pass interference we had, but we got the win ultimately, which is insane. I was nervous. Destiny was sending videos to Gnar of me the entire time. My hat was this. Every other video. It was madness, and I couldn't take my eyes off the game. Rookies balled out. Jahmyr Gibbs, did we reach? Did we not? Did we reach on Jack Campbell? Did we not? Oh, I don't know. Now they're on our team. I don't care. Gibbs got in there, and he played really well. He missed one hole, which could have been big. I think that'll come with time. I don't think that's a.
And he tripped in open field.
What are you gonna do? People trip. I'm not gonna. A big story along with this game is Kadarius Toney. I think he dropped 3 balls. One being
The
not really
interception.
not one. Yeah, the one being the interception from Brian Branch, another rookie, pick 6, electric.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, pick 6. Thank you, Branch. But the drops by Kadarius Toney, one being that pick 6, another I don't think it was nearly as bad as the other 2, and then the late one. I think it was first down right at the end of the game, probably 30 yards down the field to get them in a fairly decent field goal territory. I think that was the biggest one, in my opinion. Was the ball in his hands for the Brian Branch interception and pick 6? Yes, but I think the other one was a little bit bigger to seal the game.
Mm.
It's just incredible to be 1-0, especially playing your toughest game of the season right away. People are now asking, "What's our toughest game? What's our toughest game after this?" Um, and I'll have to say, look ahead to Week 4 in primetime Thursday night football against the Packers. They looked pretty good. We'll get into it against the Bears, but that's a division rival without Aaron Rodgers that still looked pretty good. Defensively, especially. And I know I said that early on when I said something about their rookie. What's his name? Not Will McDonald, the other guy. Their rookie on the line, defensive line. Steed's probably killing me. He's like, ah.
Oh, the Packers, Van Ness.
Yes, Lucas Van Ness.
I didn't know who you were
I
talking
think
about.
he got a sack.
I got you,
so
Steed.
that should be interesting. I'm really excited. I think the whole Ford Field's going to come down before the kickoff of the Seahawks game on Sunday. I couldn't be any more excited. I'm very happy about this team. We beat Patrick Mahomes, and our rookie got a pick six off of him. So, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson probably could have had 3 interceptions. He didn't. He's playing in a new regime, and we have him at we had him at safety, and we thought we were going to have him at nickel. So, you know what? Not going to complain. There's one last thing I'd like to touch on. There's a couple penalties that we did accept and we didn't accept when I thought we were going to accept and not accept. Doesn't really matter.
Your camera's frozen on my screen, at least.
It's been frozen for at least 4 minutes.
Okay, all right. You can continue. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Is it fixed?
Yeah, it's fixed.
Yeah.
Nice.
4 minutes, Gnar?
4
Dude,
minutes.
well, Buck, you were making faces. I'm like, it must be my side.
I was just
But Bach was still moving.
I was active listening.
So, yeah, whatever. That wraps it. I'm happy with the team. We dropped some balls. Marvin Jones looked bad, but
Really bad.
First fumble of his career. So it goes both ways. Tony dropped some balls. There was a pick six. There was Marvin Jones dropped some balls. There was not nearly as as big of an impact on the game. But what can you say? What do you guys think?
I just have one thing to touch on in this game, and that is Juwan Taylor. I'm not an NFL ref. I don't know officially in the rule books, the camera angle's not right down the line, this and that, all these different things. Whether it's right or wrong isn't my can of corn here. Literally, he did it in Jacksonville for 4 years. He did it against the Chiefs in a playoff game. Or no, it might not. He probably did do it against the Chiefs, but against the Chargers. If you go back and watch any of those highlights, Joey Bosa got a couple personal fouls because he was really pissed off. That was why. That's why he gets paid $20 million. Lane Johnson did it too. It's good pass pro. Whether or not it's legal, we'll see. I'm excited to see how it gets handled next time they go out. If he's not doing it as egregious as he was against the Lions, or if the refs are going to throw the flag a couple times, because now it's been like it's out there. It was Thursday night football game opener, Chiefs Lions. I know it got great numbers. I'm really interested to see what happens to it now that it came to light. But watch any Jags highlights from the last 4 years when he's playing. Lines up the same way every pass play. So it gives away your run plays because he all of a sudden is on the line of scrimmage. And you're like, wait a second. That's all I have to say. Any Jags fan will tell you that too. Anyone who's watched the Jags play, they'd know. He did it in Florida too.
Leans went into Arrowhead and won and beat Patrick Mahomes.
I also wouldn't put an asterisk by it either. I'd like to say that.
Thank you.
Win's a win in the NFL.
Laporta looked great, by the way. I don't think he dropped a ball. He's got some good hands. Gnar, you shook your head. You think it should have an asterisk?
I think the Chiefs have every right to think that they would have got the win with Travis Kelce and Chris Jones, but the Lions shouldn't apologize. That's what I'll say.
That's a fair point.
I guess we'll never know unless we do find out eventually.
Well,
That'd be a
Vikings
damn shame if they got murdered in the Super Bowl with the both of them active.
staying in the NFC North. Vikings get stunned by the Buccaneers. I mean, Baker Mayfield, I liked what I saw, dude. I know the Vikings D isn't great, and Baker Mayfield didn't do anything incredible, but he's got a little bit of his swag back in Tampa Bay, and I'm kind of here for it.
I agree. I think it's fun, and I'm happy
I
the
think I
Vikings
think
lost.
I think I'm a fan of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
He gets me fired up.
right. You have to
Did,
fucking love Baker.
did you see that clip of him mic'd up saying,
You're too
"Get your
little.
fucking weight up,
Yeah, get
boy"?
your weight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. Every second of it,
he,
dude.
he gets me kind of fired up. Like,
Hey, turn the swag on.
yeah, he could get me ready to run through a brick wall, I think.
Yeah, I mean, outside of getting stunned in primetime, normally Kirk goes nuts. I mean, Jay Jettas, 150 yards. Addison looked solid as a rookie. Hawkinson, heavy target share again. I mean, pretty basic game. I didn't watch it, so I don't really know. Like, it looks like there's a lot of touchdowns from the stat sheet I'm looking at, but it doesn't look like there's that many touchdowns in the game. So I don't know who lost who the game, to be fair.
I think it was the O line for the Vikings. I think they were basically trying to get Kirk killed. I mean, he was 33 of 44, and you only score 17 points with only one interception. Unless there was more turnovers we don't know about, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Are the Bucks good, or are the Vikings like just that bad?
I think they're similar to last year, if I had to be honest. Like that's why I put them in here. They won a lot of close games. Like they went 13-4, but realistically, if they lost some of those close games, that record would not be as good. So I think it's just the fact that they lost one of these close games, and if they would have won it, then Vikings are back. If they lose, then what happened to the Vikings? I think it's very similar to last year. They lose a couple guys, Dalvin Cook being a big guy, but I think it's pretty similar to last year.
Panthers, Falcons, another little gross matchup happening, but maybe some fun guys on the field. Bryce Young, Bijan Robinson looked pretty good in his debut. Falcons beat the Panthers. Bryce Young sucks, just like I said he would. So there's that for you. I wasn't right on a lot that last week. He was one of the guys I was right on. Oh, cool. He got his first touchdown. Yeah, threw 2 picks, too. Lost to the Falcons. Desmond Ridder sucked, too. So it's too small.
Yeah,
you guys have anything on this one?
I am doing my first ever Survivor League this year, and it's $25 per entry. Then winner, last man standing, takes the whole pot. And I was texting Train Sunday morning trying to make this decision. We were between 4 teams, Ravens, and I thought I could use them later on in the year. Don't waste them on a C.J. Stroud home opener against the Texans. And then I was thinking about the Commanders, but I didn't believe in Sam Howell quite yet.
Oh, you should have. Should have.
I know. It would have been a good use. And then it was the Vikings, and Stuart Feiner said that Tampa Bay was going to cover, so that scared me automatically. So we ended on the Falcons, another mid team that's good to use early on in the year. Then you can count on that top upper echelon. So we live on, and we'll have to see what my pick is next week.
He will get a PlayStation 5 if he wins the money.
It's that league?
Yeah, there's plenty of money if I win that.
Facts. Then we'll jump over to Gnar's tease, another little bit of a shocker. I was high on the Browns. I didn't know if I was beat the Bengals high, but Browns win 24-3. Joe Burrow, I didn't watch the game. I was playing softball. I was watching the Jags up until then. What was it? Bad throws? I saw Myles Garrett do the between the legs, and I mean Joe Burrow could barely blink his eyes before Myles Garrett was staring him down. I mean, stat line doesn't look good. Do either of you guys have insight on that?
It was an ugly game from a weather perspective, which I think had a lot to do with it.
Didn't even know
Deshaun Watson was 16-29 with 154. It's not like he had a great game either. I think it was just a super nasty weather game, and like I mentioned last week, Joe Burrow had 0 camp to prepare, so bet the Browns.
True,
So
true.
hopefully Jux Nation followed along for that one.
I was on it. I was actually on 2 teases because I could have researched, but I was told you had the Steelers as your teaser, and then I placed it, and then you came into the chat and said it wasn't the Steelers. And we'll get to what happened to the Steelers in a little bit. But we'll jump into number 2 of our teas. That hit this week, and this one moved me to 17-1 since we've started the podcast. I told you, flip the Jaguars to +1. They're not going to lose this game. If you would have asked me at halftime or after that or up until the fourth quarter, I would have told you we're going to lose. We suck, and we're back to the regular Jags. But Trevor Lawrence recovered pretty quickly. The interception was Tank Bigsby's fault. I mean, it wasn't a great throw, but, like, got to come down with that. Or at least, like, it was a little tip. I
thought Tank Bigsby fumbled.
He also fumbled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a dump route to him that he jumped up to get, and it went off his hands. And then he also fumbled. But Etienne did the same thing when he was young. First game with it's good front from the Colts. Anthony Richardson was really scaring me on the first couple drives when it was like a 0-0 game and you can eat clock. He can throw the ball 5 to 10 yards, and he's quick. Once the Jags started coming on top in the second half and they had to start throwing downfield, it was ugly. And say what you will, deep accuracy is not easy to teach in the NFL because even if you sharpen it in closer to the receiver, you're also getting it closer to the cornerbacks, and this guy was just throwing footballs that, like, no one was going to catch. We'll see what happens. Could be good in the short term. He can keep it short. He's a good, safe quarterback for now, and he's quick. Good news for Pittman owners. He found his favorite target eventually. Big news here, though, is Calvin Ridley is still him. It was really fun watching especially as an owner, watching the first couple drives with just Calvin Ridley. Trev threaded some needles. He's looking fun. The offense is looking fun. The O-line's bad, so we'll see what happens, or if the Colts are just that good on the front, but I doubt it. And we're going to get a tough test against the Chiefs offense this week. But defense looked solid, but I just told you Anthony Richardson wasn't that great. But Jags won, outscored him 14-0 in the fourth. Stressful, but I missed half of it at softball, but fun when I was watching. Offense will be electric if they can protect Trevor Lawrence. Don't sell on Christian Kirk yet either. Do you guys have anything on that, or is that good for you?
Calvin really was kind of shut down in the second half, was he not?
Redesigned offense.
Yeah. Okay.
Zay Jones was phenomenal. More handoffs to ETN. He had a good game. You got Evan Ingram. You got a lot of mouths to feed. I don't know. I didn't watch the second half. I was at softball, all right? Fake fan.
Still an unbelievable softball league time choice.
Yeah. It's at 1 next week. And I'm trying to get it moved back because I can't make it at 1. And Comp's like, yeah, get it moved back so I can watch the Lions. I was like, shit, that's right. 1 o'clock on a Sunday. But yeah, stinky game for the Titans. Keeping in the AFC South. That was fun to see. Fuck the Titans, man. The Titans to the Jags are like the Packers to the Lions train. Maybe even the Bears. It's the team we hate the most in the division. They're a bunch of assholes. Ryan Tannehill, I used to love him, but now he just sucks dongs. I mean, Derek Carr looked good, 300 yards in the air. Michael Thomas got fed early. Olave got his. Shaheed, I don't know who the hell that is, but he had a good game. I saw the little clip where Drew Brees was just like, just fucking send it. And he goes, okay, all right. And then he just went and he bombed. And he's exciting. I think Train said in the group chat at one point he looks good in a Saints uniform. He does. I'm glad I got him. I'm glad I got Olave. Titans defense is good. They're only going to do better against some weaker Ds. Anything from you two?
Yeah, I think the big story here is Chris Olave, who I still think is the best second-year wide receiver. I think he's better than Garrett Wilson. I think if he was completely healthy last year, he would have got Rookie of the Year. His stats backed it up. He was producing more, and I think he showed that even further this week. 8 receptions and a $112. Really wish I had him. Unfortunately, I don't. And this was a +3 sweat of my life. This was really tough to watch coming down to it. Saints had the ball, and I thought they were going to rip my heart out at the end with the last second field goal for no
You
reason.
had Titans +3.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh.
3
Yeah,
interceptions, and you still covered. Wow.
Yeah, it was just. I told you it was a sweat.
Yeah. D-Hop didn't look too crazy, but he also has Tannehill throwing him the ball.
Tannehill's safe enough to make a good receiver look good.
When do we see? I mean, that's not that good of a game from your quarterback. I think they set a record for the week 1 field goals in one game.
Yeah, shout out Titans kicker if you had him.
8 or 9 field goals. I think it's 8. Tannehill 16 for 34, barely 200 yards passing, 3 interceptions. I mean, they got the young guys behind him, right? Malik Willis, Will Levis. When's it time? I mean, it's week 1. I don't get me wrong, but if this continues, how long will it be?
I think you got to wait till after week 4.
Week 4?
Ryan Tannehill was injured most of last year, and when he was healthy, he had nobody to throw to.
Yeah,
he had a very unproductive day, and D-Hop still had 7 for 65.
If he's not good by week 4, then what, though, Gnar? Then what?
Trade him to the Jets.
Well, like what? Malik Willis? Will Levis? Give me a break. Titans are fucked, dude.
You've got to try Levis at that point.
Why Levis?
You saw what
Why
you
not
need to see
Malik?
from Malik. You saw what you need to see from Malik.
He was a rookie, man.
Yeah.
He was garbage,
No,
though.
fuck the Titans. They got no answer at quarterback. I don't think Derrick Henry is as explosive as he's been. And for the next game, I just want to lead off with an apology to Brock Purdy. He might actually be him. He might have some dog in him. I was big on the Steelers. And I'm going to hand this over to Gnar with a simple question. Are his hands too small, Gnar?
All right. First of all,
Gnar, are they too small?
Every Steelers fan around Sunday at 5 o'clock was feeling just like Big Ben in this picture. Just battered and bruised. All the belief that this is the year that our offense is going to actually be somewhat exciting. And we put up 7 points, and Kenny Pickett missed 4 to 5 throws that could have ended up in either 30 to 40-yard gains or touchdowns, mainly to Deontay Johnson over the middle, which is what we've been waiting for this whole time. So I really wanted to come on this podcast and blame the entire fucking day on Matt Canada. But the play calls were there, and Kenny Pickett just didn't make the throws.
Is it the hands?
Listen, I'm getting there.
All right.
And
I need to know.
If you would have saw the receipts of the group chat Sunday around 3:30, 4 o'clock, you would have thought I would want to murder Kenny Pickett. And I did. But I was acting as any rational Steelers fan does. And now that I've had 2 days to sleep on it, simmer on it, and think about it damn near every hour on the hour, he just needs time. This is the most talented defense in the league by a long shot.
30?
Nobody's close to them. And I'm talking about the 49ers.
Oh, okay.
49ers defense. Kenny Pickett's going against one of the best defenses in the league. And he had the opportunity to make big-time plays, and he only made 2 interceptions. Sorry. So I'm back in on the Steelers. I think Kenny Pickett's going to get better. I think there's a lot of pressure on him, and hopefully he can resurrect that kind of performance next week, which is going to be tough without Deontay Johnson, but you got to have the belief it's week 1 against the most complete roster in the NFL, who didn't have an injured tight end or defensive lineman.
No, Bach loses his first Money in the Bank. That's interesting.
Steelers money line.
Deontay Johnson out for for multiple weeks.
I didn't think Brock Purdy was good, dude. I didn't think he was. He is. He might be
He's
good.
very good. He's very
He
good.
might be fucking good.
Does Antonio Brown come back to the Steelers?
He's gotta.
No,
And would you like him back?
that's it. Oh
It'd
boy,
be so fun, Gnar.
I think I would want it.
Yeah,
it'd be
it'd be
sick.
so fun.
I mean, he still got it. Him and Pickens.
Yeah,
Which
him
would
and
be a
Pickens
wild.
it would be dangerous.
Holy fuck, that'd be a Netflix.
Imagine they
special
like
everybody
cancel
would
out
watch.
though, and they just both just turn into like normal little prime themselves.
Yeah. Oh, not to mention T.J. Watt completely outperformed Nick Bosa, which I think is where
True.
the real story of this game is. Man's on pace for how many sacks? What's 3 times 17? Anybody off the top of their head?
Oh, 51.
51 sacks he's on pace for with 34 forced fumbles.
34 forced fumbles. That'd be ridiculous.
He had 2 forced fumbles.
There's no way he gets 2 forced fumbles again.
17 fumble recoveries.
Yep. And 17
That's a
fumble
lot of fumble
recoveries.
recoveries.
Yeah, it is.
No, I was looking at the Steelers 2017 draft. I think that was T.J. Watt, and you guys absolutely killed that draft, dude. I don't know why I was looking at that today, but I was.
They typically draft pretty well.
But that one, I was nuts.
Yeah,
I think you
TJ
had,
Watt
like-
at 30,
I think you got Juju in that one too.
second round.
Man, there was some other guys in there that I was.
James Conner.
Yep, Cam Sutton. The
Yeah,
Lions.
very good draft. You look good on Thursday, too. All right, we can move on. I'm done being sad about something.
Cardinals Commanders 20 to 20 to 16, or is that 26 to 16? 20 to 16.
Are you all right?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I mean, Josh Dobbs against Sam Howell. I like Sam Howell. I didn't watch this game. I'm sure many didn't, unless you had Brian Robinson because you thought you were drafting Bijan at a good value. If you're watching Cardinals, football, I'm sorry. And if you're a Commanders fan who had to watch Cardinals football, I'm still sorry. But I don't have much on this one. I didn't watch it. I don't know. Sam Howell's
This is one
nice.
we could skip over unless Nar wants to talk about it.
Yeah, one quick thing on this. It's going to be very interesting to watch the Antonio Gibson, Brian Robinson interaction in terms of fantasy production this year, because typically Antonio Gibson was going around earlier, and based on touches, Brian Robinson dominated
Let's
for
go.
the fantasy production possibilities. So that's really the only thing to care about between these two rosters.
I bet the under because it's a stinky game and it hit barely.
Oh, that's 39. Yeah.
That was scary.
Trey, and then we'll jump into your teas here. Ravens 25, Texans 9. C.J. Stroud looked like an Ohio State quarterback in the NFL. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah.
What do you got for us, Trey?
I have Lamar Jackson in the league that I was drafting here last time we were on, and man, did he suck. Watching him against the Texans did not get my hopes up for this season. I think he had two fumbles, a pick. He didn't have any passing touchdowns, no rushing touchdowns. He got like 8 points. Lamar Jackson does not get 8 points in fantasy football. I know he didn't have his guy, Mark Andrews. It's his guy, but he found a new guy, someone I drafted on the podcast. Didn't start him. I don't know how you could start him week 1 when you draft 3 wide receivers, rounds 1, 2, and 3. Zay Flowers is on my bench.
Played for me in Guillotine.
Yeah, that's got to be nice.
Yeah.
But it was 25-9. But the Ravens, a lot of people's sneaky Super Bowl pick did not look good at all for a home opener against a rookie quarterback. My tease hit. It was a lock. Absolutely. I think I just might, tease them every week 1 every year now. Next year will be 3 years in a row. But a big story here is J.K. Dobbins' injury.
Yeah.
tore his Achilles.
Who'd have
Not
thunk
the
it?
only one this weekend. But at some point you gotta feel a little bit bad for the guy. Man's tears like both of his ACLs, Achilles. He does everything, and I don't know if he's gonna even get a contract because I think this is his contract year to make something of himself. And now he does this, and I really don't know if he. I mean, he might get like veterans minimum. And I really don't even know how old he is, so
And
I guess we'll see.
we had scoregami. And then we'll jump
Yeah.
into the 4:30 games. Raiders Broncos 17-16, but a fun game, I thought. Like, it was an ugly game, but it was pretty fun. I thought Russ looked better. I thought Jimmy G looked nice in a Raiders uniform. I don't know. I caught the end of this one. I had a fun time watching it. I had quad box on Sunday ticket. Shout out Reen. So I was watching all the 4:30 games. It was really fun. All the
How
ends.
much is that?
No idea. Didn't tell me. He said I can suck his dick later. Then he bought NFL Sunday ticket, and then he walked out the door on Saturday night. I said I had all the games on Sunday, but I had to play softball at 3.
Kobe Myers kind of got popped. That was a little spooky, huh?
Oh yeah, his eyes were not looking anywhere near where his head was pointed. It's kind of insane how similar him and Devontae look with helmets on in the same uniform.
Yeah.
True.
Well, what number is Devontae? 17 still,
Yeah.
and he's 16.
17
Yeah.
and 16.
Yeah. I mean, I have him in guillotine, and he's like my second flex. My guillotine team, like their potential after that week report was like 167 or something like that. It was ridiculous. I shout out Jacoby Myers. Hopefully he's okay and doesn't end up like Tua.
True. And then we had Packers Bears, which was a close game until it wasn't. Both teams looked kind of stinky, and then Jordan Love found his groove. Packers found their groove. Justin Fields, who'd have thunk? He's the same exact guy he was the last 2 years. He didn't magically learn to throw over the offseason. So he still stinks, and I'll still stand by that. Aaron Jones popped off in the second half. Packers offense looked good, 38-20. Train, are we worried about the Packers now or no?
You got to be worried about somebody in the division, and if the Vikings are losing to the Bucks and the Bears are losing to the Packers at home by 18 points, yeah, you got to be a little worried, especially about the defense. Justin Fields was getting tormented this game. Aaron Jones, kind of maybe a little hamstring injury at the end of a long reception. I drafted him in a couple leagues as one of my last picks. Roshan Johnson, rookie. Only got 5 carries, 20 rushing yards, had 6 receptions though, and a rushing touchdown. I think the guy's going to be balling out. Like I said on there, as a Lions fan, Packers defense does scare me. It's a bullet point. So
I am
that's
seeing
what, that's why I was talking week 4 is now our get up game next, and that's in Lambeau, I believe. Yes, that's it.
I also see your Musgrave Tucker Craft bullet point, and I would just like to point out Tucker Craft is a very strong man and was a very good blocker. So
Okay.
pretty sure they got a good value on him on a late pick, but the dude's a fucking hoss.
Okay, that was my thing. Nar, what do you think about our NFC North?
Well, I want to rewind it. Are you saying you're looking all the way ahead to week 4?
As our biggest get up game in the future. I mean, I still think Seahawks, but after their loss to the Rams, it's I don't want to underlook them.
We'll get into that later, but if you weren't a Lions fans, I would bang the Seahawks in the tees this week.
Oh,
Yikes,
We'll
it's getting chippy.
I was thinking about it.
Eagles Patriots 25-20. Patriots held on against a tough Eagles team. They didn't look phenomenal. Any thoughts on this one? I don't know. It was a game for sure. I think Mac Jones looked like he had some swag.
the 4:30 slot was extremely painful for me. Uh, Justin Parker and Kangas all came over, and they were all pretty buzzed because they were at some mimosa bar or something like that. And obviously, I was borderline depressed due to the Steelers' performance.
Yeah.
And then Steed walks over with the cooler of beer, which he gave me some, so shout out to him for that, as well as Kangas. But then the Packers started beating the shit out of the Bears, so Steed's happy. Then the Eagles get a pick six, so Steed's happy. And then I forget who Steed's kicker is, but he just banged home 50-yard field goals. So Steed was this blissful happiness. And I just got beat 30-7, and I was so mad. I got mad at Parker's happiness, so I want to just apologize to him, and it deserved to. I wasn't mean to him, but I was just like, cool, Steed. Like, your team's good. Fuck off. So
Always good.
sorry to Parker about that one, but not really.
No, that's
all I.
That's all right.
What
all
he
I
gets,
got.
dude.
Mac Jones
back 1
looked
year.
nice though. Mac Jones looked nice. Can't deny it.
Ramondre Stevenson didn't look too great. That's a little scary, but hopefully he can bounce back against a non-Super Bowl team.
And then Dolphins Chargers game of the week. Electric offenses both sides. I'm looking bad on Tua right now, but it's all Tyreek. It's there's nothing special about Tua. When his brains fall out of his ear holes, it's going to be a sad day, a bad day. But I think Tyreek will still be solid. Had a great game. Chargers offense, usually, as usual, electric. But, you got to stop them on defense, and they did not do that, just like in the playoffs against the Jaguars in the second half. Gnar, you're a Tyreek owner. How were you feeling during this game? I know you just said you were sad for a lot of these, but this had to help.
Yes.
Also
Yeah.
a re-owner.
Also a
Yes.
re-owner train.
So I said this around 3:00 on Sunday. I said, how in the hell did the NFL decide to make the Packers Bears the national game of the week and not the Dolphins Chargers when everybody knew that was going to be the best game? So that I was mad about. Secondly, on Tyreek Hill, boy, oh boy, is it fun to have him on your fantasy team. Every time the guy touches the ball, he could be going for 90, 80, 70 yards, however far they are away from the end zone. So that's going to be very entertaining to watch. And I don't like all the slander on Tua's brains falling out. I really hope they stay in there because he looked really nice.
I agree with you, Nar. Having Tyreek, I think that might be my first time having Tyreek on a fantasy team.
Same
Man
here.
gets the ball, and then you think he's gonna get tackled, then he goes for 40 more yards, and you're like, wait, what? And he acts like he's a 6'5" in the end zone when Tua lobbed that up. That was incredible.
Yeah, it is. He does get some jump balls.
I don't understand.
It was a dot, though. It was a dot.
Chargers had over 200 yards rushing. I mean, that's just incredible. I think Eckler may be a little injured. I did see something on that. I didn't put it in here because I'm not too sure about the injury. But it's just the Chargers. It's what the Chargers are going to do. They're going to lose these kind of games. You're going to see it. The Dolphins kicker just made it interesting at the end of the game by missing that extra point. And yeah, guys, I have Amon-Ra, Tyreek, and Chris Olave in the same league. That was the league I drafted with you guys on here last time.
Oh, hell yeah.
I scored like 160 with 70 points on my bench. It's unreal. Let's go Rams. Rams Seahawks next game, Buck.
Yeah, 30-13 Seahawks stunned. Geno didn't look that hot.
What did I say? I said Rams are going to shock some people, and I think Gnar agreed with me.
Stafford's still Stafford, dude. He's just injured all last year.
Yeah,
Yep.
And they didn't have Cooper Kupp. They had that
Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua.
Best name in the NFL.
It is pretty dope. Puka na Cooper Kupp. I heard someone say that.
Tutu did well too.
Yeah. I mean, Ham, I know you said that the tackles got injured for the Seahawks and that's why they lost, but I bet I've been saying all off season that the Rams are not as bad as everyone thinks. Even with Cooper Cup, I may have fed into that a little bit, thinking that they're not that great. But the fact that they go and beat a playoff team from last year this bad, and Matt Stafford looked incredible. Like
Yeah, he
he
did.
looked like old Matthew Stafford until he gets hurt or something goes wrong with his shoulder or his back or something. He's still Matthew Stafford.
And then speaking of beatdowns, Cowboys hand the Giants a 40-0 beatdown on Sunday Night Football. I was high on the Giants. I was high on Danny Jones, Danny Dimes.
Worst fantasy pick of my life.
Cowboys defense, though, if you had them in fantasy, congratulations.
Two leagues. Two leagues.
Yeah, I was a Cowboys truther last year, too, and I almost picked them where I picked the 49ers, but I was like, if you're picking a defense here, you have to pick the 49ers. But yeah, I regretted not picking the Cowboys defense this year. I think they're going to keep doing shit like this all season long. I don't know if the Cowboys are good, though. Their defense might be great, but I'm still not sold on Dak Prescott.
I mean, I had the Cowboys defense along with those three receivers, so I'm just I was watching this game, and that was at the point before this game I was nervous to lose against Joe. He had Brees Hall, I had Gabe Davis in their defense, and Graham Gano. Graham Gano got me -2 because the man missed a field goal and got one blocked, and I don't know. I dropped Jake Moody because it was supposed to rain in Pittsburgh. Whatever, man. I watched this game and the Cowboys defense gave me 40 points and couldn't have been any happier about it. Even though I hate the Cowboys. Don't get it twisted. I hate the Cowboys.
And then Monday Night Football, big news. I think it was something like 47 seconds, 4 plays from scrimmage. The video makes me want to puke every time I watch it. Aaron Rodgers snapped his Achilles immediately. I think he was 0 for 1 was the final stat line for him in the air. Bad beats in fantasy football all over the place. 0 points from Aaron Rodgers. Done for the season. First year on the Jets. All this hype. They got hard knocks because of him. All of it. And sad day, bad day for Steed. The first round pick is gone now. But the Jets still pulled out a win against the Bills. And although, I mean, people are talking, like, it's bad for the Jets, but, it does not look good for the Bills. Aaron Rodgers goes down and you can't beat Zach Wilson. Yikes.
Go ahead, Gnar. You had Jets +2.5.
Yeah. Felt really good about the Jets all day. And then it was Aaron Rodgers' first game, comes out with that American flag. It's 9/11 in New York. And I just believed. I believed that Aaron Rodgers was going to go out there and toss for 400, which I needed him and Garrett Wilson to score, I think it was 16 points to win in my Superflex double QB league. And let's just say that didn't go the way I was hoping. So that was a tough beat for me. But I don't think that Justin mentioned this earlier on in the chat, and I think he's exactly right. This wasn't Josh Allen losing to Zach Wilson. Those were the two quarterbacks, yes. The Jets have a top 3 defense in the league, and the Bills are aging on that side. I think the Jets defense is top 2 with the 49ers, maybe not 2. And this has been Josh Allen's entire career line.
It's Josh Allen, though. He's supposed to be great. He's supposed to be one of the best.
He led the league in turnovers last year, Bach. Don't forget that.
Yeah,
that's what he does. He
the year before that, though, with Dable, not a problem. Loses Dable. Forgot how to throw a football.
He mashes all the buttons every time. He's going to throw 45 touchdowns, and they're going to be completely entertaining. But he's also going to throw 45-yard picks, and that's just what happened last night.
He didn't throw 45. They got 16 points.
No, I'm saying 45-yard interceptions.
Yeah, but where are the touchdowns you're promising me? You know?
Next week.
We'll see.
Showtime.
I'd rather have Trevor Lawrence at this point.
Whoa!
Someone won a football game. The other guy didn't.
Give me Goff.
NFL week. I mean, shit. Josh Allen might not be that great. I mean, I think he's top 10, but I think it's time to knock him down.
Who do you guys think? I know I'm probably running a little late on this, but Garrett Wilson, crazy catch. Gotta give him props to that. Game-winning overtime punt return. That was electric. But if the Jets brought in a quarterback, maybe a veteran, maybe somebody, why should it not be Jameis Winston?
Colin Kaepernick? Oh.
Why not throw Jameis Winston in there? That guy will go into their offense and chuck a ball whenever he is told to chuck a fucking football.
Prime
He will
time,
go
too.
in there and throw. Hey, Brees, do you want the ball? Delvin, you want the ball? All right, I'll throw it. I think it fits so perfect. I don't know how he would look in a Jets jersey, just because I just can't imagine it. Because
I feel like he'd look so fat in that green.
I think
I don't know why.
I think they're gonna go for Matt Ryan.
I think they are gonna get some old lazy guy with no arm anymore, and they need a guy with an arm. And Jameis definitely still has an arm. He's shredded his legs up, but he can throw a football still.
Joe Flacco's coming back to the Jets.
Ooh, Flacco. Mike White, they could trade for him again.
I also heard something about like a Kirk Cousins trade, but I don't see anything like that monumental.
Kirko in New York.
I mean, it's his last season in his contract, and
He could win a Super Bowl with that team.
If the Vikings were offered it, they basically have to say like, okay, we're tanking now, because they would have to tank for their number one pick.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, which would be I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see what happens, but got to be Jameis Winston.
Thursday night football. Eagles 7-point favorites at home. Gnar, who you got?
No college football.
Michigan and Michigan State both creamed.
Nobody's.
Yeah, Richmond and UNLV.
And there's no big storylines about either head coach. So
Yeah.
Thursday night football.
Sam wanted to hear a little bit of college football, and he's the first like.
All right, I'm okay. We got to cruise through next week then. We're at 48 minutes right now.
Texas is back.
We got plenty of time.
All right, go ahead.
I don't watch college football, so I don't know.
I watched Alabama, Texas. It was fun.
Super fun.
But like, I didn't care. I didn't have any, I was like, oh, cool.
There's a big headline.
I'm not gonna say it.
I want Gnar to say it.
What?
I don't know.
Did Harbaugh go buy another cheeseburger for a kid or what?
I do think you were supposed
almost
to
just as bad.
I do think you were supposed to play some money in the bank.
I have no reason to believe in Michigan State against Washington.
Even with
the last time,
even with a new coach.
I don't know.
Wait, why is D'Antonio coaching?
There's allegations of some form of harassment to an anti-harassment woman. I don't know the exact title, but that's basically the gist of it. I'm sure everybody's heard about it if you're listening to this.
Allegations Mel Tucker denies.
And he denies it, so...
Well, didn't he...
It's very interesting that Michigan State didn't suspend him because this came out in December.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like new news, so what?
You had to see if he was good first.
He's 2-0.
True.
Against the blind, deaf, and impaired, but still 2-0.
He's gonna finish 2-0 too.
Finish.
I didn't mean
to. God.
But didn't he say it was like consensual and like
he did, yeah.
He didn't deny.
Said there was no form of harassment in it.
Yeah.
He didn't deny the interaction. He's saying he's denying her allegations.
Saying she wanted it.
Yes, that's what he's saying. But he's gone.
Talk's coming.
Yeah.
I think. Why does Ham think Michigan State plus 16 right now is the move? I think
it's D'Antonio fever.
He's an emotional football fan. He's committed to this university like nobody I know. They're plus 16 against a very good Washington team and Penix, who is one of the top 10, top 15 quarterbacks in the entire Division One. And the last time they played them, they got shredded by at least 30 out in Washington last year. So I'm not going to make it a Money in the Bank because I'm not trying to risk my record over a football program that's just in the slums right now. So I'm staying away from it. Sorry, Ham.
Fair enough.
Thursday night football. Eagles 7-point favorites at home. Over under at 48.5. Gnar, who you got?
Yeah, this is really just a. It should be easy. You got primetime Kirk in Philly. We watched it last year. It was fucking disgusting, and they got blown out.
Trent?
Oh. Give me the over.
I was like, I was going to say the over as well, 48.5 points. Neither defense looked incredible. Went against Mac Jones and Baker Mayfield, and they almost both lost. So I can see points.
Mm-hmm.
Vikings +7.
Really? Primetime Kirk?
Yeah.
You think you sprinkle money line or no?
No.
Okay.
I think it's a high-scoring 3-point game in favor of the Eagles.
Deal. That's the over.
Yeah.
Trent, Seahawks leans 5.5-point favorites at home. 49 over under. What do you got on this game?
Well, we might see this one in Gnar's teaser this week. And honestly, when I saw it, and I was like, man, if you tease Seahawks plus 11.5, I think that's very reasonable. Like, do I think the Lions can win by more? Yes. I'm a Lions guy. I believe in the team. But they beat us last year at home in a 45-42 game. Like, remember that for the over-under, by the way. That's insane. But I think the Lions' first home game of the season, we're definitely not losing. I think 5.5 is good for the Lions, but 11.5 tees is okay for Seahawks if Gnar decides to go that route. So give me Lions -5.5. I'm already on them early. Bark was on the Jags earlier. But yeah, maybe Lions and the over. Maybe Lions and the over.
I love the over in this game.
Love the over. Maybe we should take the under because we all love it.
Oh, maybe.
Ooh.
Fuck.
Ugh.
I just think the Seahawks couldn't have looked worse last week, especially offensively. Lions' offense didn't look like it was that explosive.
With
and
no
I feel
Chris
like,
Jones on
and
the
the
field.
over/under still at 49. That just makes zero sense.
Well, they just went. Seahawks just went and signed was it Jason Peters? Or am I
Maybe I don't know.
Is that the old Ravens cornerback?
That was a lineman.
Oh, I'm thinking of Marcus Peters.
Yeah. No, it must be really bad if they need to go out and sign someone after week 1 to fill in for a tackle. So I think
I like Hutchinson to get a sack.
Hutch might eat.
Yeah. I bet they'll have his over/under at 1.5.
Yeah, and then if it's at 1.5 and you're scared of that, go flip over to the other side and get James Houston.
Jags Chiefs. I don't know, man. I mean,
Only 3, Bach. That's pretty good.
Chris Jones just announced he's coming back. He signed his contract.
Oops.
I'm sure Kelsey's going to be all right. So we're going to get a full-strength Chiefs team coming back, ready for vengeance against a defense who played well against the Colts, but it was the Colts with no Jonathan Taylor. Chris Jones typically owns the Jaguars. Our offensive line did not look well. It could be high scoring. I don't think it will be. I don't really want to make a pick, but I'd probably pull the Chiefs down to 2.5 to get the field goal win and take the Chiefs minus 2.5. I'm scared. I don't know.
You think you're doing?
I don't know how you guys walked into week 1 against the Chiefs and were like, "Oh, I'm not scared. I'm not nervous." It's the fucking
wasn't
Chiefs,
me.
dude.
That was not
It's the
me. That
fucking
was Ham.
Chiefs.
Ham was on some shit. He took
that
six
was the most
Xanax
bullshit.
before that game.
That was the most bullshit thing I've ever heard. How are you not nervous against going to the Super Bowl champ's house when you have the most hype you've had since fucking 1950?
Yeah.
Oh, just another game. Bullshit.
Mark, I really like your pick. 2.5, the Chiefs. And don't get me wrong, I want to see the Jags win this and go 2-0. And
It
have
would
the
be
Chiefs go
if they beat
0-2.
the Chiefs with Mahomes and Kelsey, then that's a sign that this is a Super Bowl team.
The only thing
If
that
they-
I can see is
Or
the Chiefs
Christi-
being 0-2.
the tackle's name. Yeah, but I mean I know that's what's so scary. But Gnar, what do you got?
If the Jags do that, does that make the Lions win less impressive?
If the
It
Jags
doesn't
Jags
make the
beat 'em with
Lions. It
Kelsey.
doesn't make the Lions win less impressive, but the Jags win is more impressive. Obviously,
still the same
fair.
amount of wins.
it doesn't diminish the Lions.
One
win,
is
though.
one. One
Yeah,
is
but-
one.
That'd be 2 for us.
I'm staying completely away from this game.
Hmm?
I don't like any part of it.
I know I wanted to, but I don't know. Bears Bucks. Buccaneers are 3-point favorites at home.
Yeah, it looks like I forgot the other side of that.
Over under at 41.5. Gnar, what do you got here?
Yeah, Bucks look good week 1. Bears look shit week 1, and they're still saying the Bears are only +3. I think Vegas is trying to tell us something here. The Bears have the opportunity to be a very explosive offense. I think DJ Moore is going to pop off this week. I think Justin Fields is going to look better. And Levante David got injured, right, for the Bucks?
I'm not sure.
No idea.
Okay, I saw him on the ground at some point in the game. So I'm taking the Bears +3.
Trine?
Oh, probably not good juju, but I'll take the over in this one too.
Big over guy on
Oh,
this one as well, Trine.
Boy,
But because I think Justin
Baker?
Fields is going to, I think Justin Fields is going to come back big.
I think
this week.
that the Bears might alone get over 30 plus.
Yeah.
so I like the Bears a lot this week.
Chargers Titans. Titans 3-point dogs at home. Over under 48. Trine?
Says over under 46. But that's okay.
It does.
I was on the Chargers last week. I cannot believe the line is at 3. The Titans looked so bad. They looked so bad. All they could do was kick field goals. And the Chargers, all they could do was score points. This is the trap of the week, I think. Stay away. Stay far away from this one for me. If I had to pick anything, it would probably be the Titans, just because this line shouldn't be like this, and it should be minimum Chargers minus 4.5. I think. I know they're both 0-1, but
I want under 46 on this game.
Yes, Bach. You know
What the Titans did do good last week was their defense was still their defense against who I think is going to be a good offense this season. I think they saw a lot of offensive game film. Eckler's ankle got hurt. Limits him
Mike
even a little
Williams
bit
got
more
banged up.
naturally. Keenan Allen every week's a new battle for him. He's always dealing with something. He's not right now, but probably is. Just we don't know. Give me the under. I mean, I think the Titans, it could be another 15-16 game easily. I don't see that, it's tough to picture the Chargers doing that, but I don't know. Beat up, slouching, a lot of their game tape in the Titans' hands, and they're a good defensive team.
Yeah, I've got nothing to add. I agree with. I was going to say basically what you just said.
oh god. I just looked at this next line and I realized I fucked up a little bit.
I'm gonna go
I
ahead
noticed that too, but
and
I didn't want to
guess the
double.
Bengals are minus 3.5 at home.
Yes.
Have to.
Yes, they are. Because I
Over
went and
under
looked.
also at 46 against the Ravens.
I
Train, what you got?
told I told Bark today, love the favorites. And not Mahomes. Burrow comes back. He's got the same thing happened last year, Nar. Steelers went out and bullied him, right? I thought about after game 1 against the Browns taking him for MVP because I think he can bounce back and you're not going to get any better odds on the guy. So, I mean, unless he takes a shit this week too. But let's go Bengals. Let's alt spread at 6.5, -6.5. They win by a touchdown and a point after.
I love the over on this game because
Really?
I think this is a game
Interdivision.
where people are gonna love the under. I love the over. I know Dobbins is down, but I think they've still got a good enough backfield, especially because Lamar counts for it. Zay Flowers looked good. I think the Bengals offense is going to be explosive. I like them by a touchdown. Could see this being like a 30-21 game.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I do think this is a bounce back spot for the Bengals. Could also be a bounce back opportunity for the Ravens because they played nowhere near a great game this past Sunday. I think what I like the most though here, and I'd have to look at the exact lines. I mean, I'd either take T. Higgins over receptions or Jamar Chase over yards. I think one of those two guys are gonna have a huge bounce back week. Nobody on the Bengals offense looked good.
I traded
So
T. Higgins for Brees Hall.
I'm going to eye down one of those two receivers for my bet in this game.
Might
Falcons
be just because I have him, but Jamar.
1-point dogs at home against the Packers. Over under at 41. Nar, what you got?
This game is
Seems
very
like a trap,
confusing.
right?
I mean, the Falcons played the Panthers, played decent, didn't blow them out by any means. Oh, boy. I think the Falcons, I don't like either side. I'm going to go under. I think the Falcons are going to try and run the ball. They're going to realize they can't do that because the Packers' defense is good. Then they're going to try and throw the ball. They're going to realize they can't do that because of Jair Alexander and you have Marcus Mariota throwing the ball. And the Falcons are still a good defense, and Jordan Love cools down this week. He didn't have a great stat line last week. He was 15-27. That's not a great completion percentage. And I think the ending of that game really hid those stats. So I like the under here at 41.
Train?
I'm gonna have to agree with Nar. I could see the Packers offensively struggling in week 2 after kind of dominating against the Bears. And I can also see the Falcons slowing down against a much better defense in the Packers rather than Panthers. So it's low, 41, but I like it too.
I don't think Jordan Love cools off. I think he heats up. I think we see more Jordan Love. I think we see a more explosive offense. I don't know what the Falcons are going to do, but I love Packers -1. It might be a trap. I don't know. I love it. I don't think they lose that game.
I don't mind that.
Texans 1.5-point dogs at home against the Colts. Over under at 40. Rookie quarterback matchup. Train, what you got?
If you're betting on this, you're a sick puppy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have anything.
I got to see how much tickets are to this game.
I mean, I really liked the way Anthony Richardson looked against a playoff winning team last week, Bach. Jags won a playoff game last week, and he goes in No, I think it was a home game.
If they can keep it
Right?
close, I mean, I think he's better than Stroud. But he
Me
can't.
too,
He
but I
can't
don't.
throw. He can't throw it more than 10 yards on target.
Richardson.
Yeah. He almost overthrew his tight end on a screen route. It would have been a huge turn at the beginning.
You know what? You know what?
No way this
Give me-
event is selling fast.
I was gonna say over, but no, I'm not gonna take any bets. I'm not. I wouldn't take anything at all. Nothing.
Okay. If I played my golf league this evening and I had four-ish beers in me, I would do something here very interesting. And I'm still going to bet this. Let's be very clear. I'm not going to make it a money in the bank, but I'm 4 beers away. This is a home dog in the division. CJ Stroud didn't look all that bad last week, and he has way more weapons and a running back that actually wants to play for the team behind him every snap. Don't even look at the spread. You don't need the 1.5 points. You take Texans money line this week. That's the bet. That's the play.
Kind of like it. I kind of like it. By the way, you can get tickets in the 100 sections at the 50-yard line for 177 on the home side and 150 on the visitor side.
Oh, wish the Steelers-Jags game was that cheap.
Right. I mean, I don't really want to talk about this one because AFC South, I hope they both lose. I don't know.
Aye.
A tie would be fun. Yeah. I hope it's stinky. I hope they both look bad. I haven't skipped a pick yet. I'm not picking on this one.
Oh my God, I fucked up again.
I saw this one too.
Raiders plus 8.5. Bills minus 2.5.
I'm going to have to guess it's Bills 2.5-point favorites at home.
I would
No.
have to assume it's probably
It's
8.5.
Bills
It's
are at
8.5.
8.5. Oh, it's in Buffalo. Bills 8.5-point favorites at home against the Raiders. Over under 47.5. Gnar, what you got?
Yeah, ironically I bet this Monday morning at like 9 a.m. And I think
Bet
I
on
got
this
the Raiders.
game?
Yes, I already bet on this game. You can call me a sharp because I got the Raiders at 10.5, I believe. I saw that. They look great. I think Josh Jacobs has room to improve, and Devontae Adams is still Devontae Adams. I believe I got the Raiders I know I got them at more than 8.5. I can't remember if it was 9.5 or 10.5. But I thought that number was too big, and based off the performance we saw last week, I got a really good number for the Raiders.
Train.
I thought
Am
it
I
was
a
gonna be-
sharp?
I thought it was going to be a bounce back game for Josh Allen and the Bills at home.
They can win
I-
by 9. Just not 10.
Yeah. Now Nars got me thinking. I might be on the Raiders because the Raiders didn't look too bad at. I mean, they won in
In
Denver
Mile High. when it's
against Sean Payton. Yeah, I mean, kind of love it. I kind of Mark Nar. I may. Yeah, Raiders plus 8.5.
Man, I was on the Bills too, and now you guys just kind of sold me.
Right? Nars told me.
I think part of it is because I keep looking down and seeing minus 2.5. I think it might be a good tease.
I did that too, Bach.
I know. I keep looking. I'm like, ooh, 2.5, kind of nice. Nah, give me Raiders plus 8.5. I like Jimmy G in Las Vegas. He probably hit up the Ninos and the clubs after that week 1 game, and then was like, all right, I want to feel that again, even though he'll be in Buffalo. 4 o'clock games. Rams
Earthquake
8-point
just in Grand
dogs.
Rapids.
8-point dogs at home against the Niners. 44.5 over under. Train, who you got?
I've got
That's a tough game. It's a rough game.
yeah. I think the Rams are not as good as the Steelers, and the 49ers just went in and demolished the Steelers. 8-point dogs. Rams, I really don't think they come back and go 2-0. I don't think they make this a close game. I think it's a 17-point win. Give me Niners -8. I do like a lot of favorites this week.
I agree. Niners -8. Gnar?
Yeah, I don't. I feel like people are sleeping on the Rams again, but I don't. It's another division dog, home dog. You always take the underdog here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to take the under. I think Aaron Donald has a big game. I think Bosa has a couple sacks on a Stafford that can hardly move anymore. I like the under.
Cardinals 4-point dogs at home against the Giants. Over under 40.5. Gnar, what you got?
I mean, this game's fucking disgusting.
Stinky.
So bad. Under.
Under.
Ryan? You're crazy if you're not taking Giants -4. Get out of town. Browns 3.5-point favorites at home.
0-0, Bob.
Broncos 3.5-point favorites at home against the Commanders. Over under 39. Train, what do you got for me?
Over. And the Broncos.
No.
Yeah, I love the Broncos in this spot. They're staying home. Commanders didn't look all that convincing again against the worst team in the league that is obviously taking and trying to get Caleb Williams just for him to go back to school to USC. Broncos have weapons on the field, although I guess Judy's still injured. But I think they can run against this defense, and I think they win by at least a touchdown. 3.5 Broncos.
Broncos alt spread -2.5. And then whatever you guys, and then the over. Parlay them together, take the alt spread. Save yourself the stress of winning by a field goal and not covering. I don't know. I think Washington will come out and be good. I think Denver will come out and be good. Offensive game. Save yourself the stress of a field goal and just parlay it with the over. Cowboys 7.5-point favorites at home against the Zach Wilson-led Jets. Over under 42. Gnar, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, you got Zach Wilson going to Dallas, Jerry World. Over under sitting at 42. I think the Jets defense makes this a game. So whatever the Cowboys team total is, take that under.
Trine?
The only thing that's shying me away from Cowboys -7.5 is the fact that Dak looked like shit against the Giants. However, Danny Dimes looked like shit, and it was raining really hard. So I think the Jets no, their defense.
Danny
is
Dimes
incredible.
against the Cowboys defense is different than Dak Prescott against the Giants defense, though.
It's a good point.
Like,
Cowboys defense is better than the Giants defense.
yeah.
A lot better. So I want -7.5, but I think there's probably 19 punts in this game. Give me under 42.
Jets plus 7.5. I don't know. I'm in now. I don't know what it is. I don't know how I'm in though.
You're in on the Jets?
Yeah, I am
Zach
now.
Wilson guy.
I don't know. I think there might be a storyline here.
He watched that Achilles video.
No,
way
I'm
too
not
many
taking
times.
money line or anything crazy, but that Jets defense is good under Salah. I think it'll be a low scoring game, so I think 7.5 is a lot of points to be given. I like Jets plus 7.5. A lot. Sunday Night Football, Patriots plus 2.5 at home against the Dolphins. Over under 47. Train, what are you thinking?
I'm kind of thinking Patriots here.
Wow.
Plus 2.5. This is a trap game. Why are the Dolphins? I think it's the two teams that played in the game of the week last week. Only favored by about 2.5, 3.5. That's what's weird to me, that they scored so many points. This is not anything I would put money on if you're listening to this and want to put money on every single one of these, which out of 26 subscribers, I couldn't think of one, but maybe Ham if he's dedicated. But Patriots plus 2.5 strictly because I believe in the trap. I believe in the trap. If this game was minus 5.5 and I saw that line, I'd take the Dolphins. Believe me.
I love Dolphins
Train your-
minus 2.5. Maybe I love traps. I don't know. It looks too good.
Right?
I'll go grab.
It
I'll
looks
go.
so good.
I'll go grab
Looks
the
so
cheese.
good.
Fuck it. 2.5. Dolphins.
Yeah, Bach, you're right. Train, you're wrong. Here's why.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine with me.
Tua might have an MVP caliber season as long as he doesn't get his brains blown out by a linebacker hitting on the backside. The Patriots' defense is suspect. Tom Brady's not going to be in the building, so that means the fans aren't going to give nearly as much of a shit. As long as the weather's right, the Dolphins might win by 14. And I think there's value taking that spread up a couple notches, but if you want to keep it, get that field goal win, it might be a lock.
Yeah.
Remember
Panthers.
the last time we put money in the bank on the Dolphins? Didn't
No.
go well. I did it. We were at the Lions game.
I
And
didn't
I
put.
just got
I'm not. I didn't put a money in the bank though.
I think Gnar was thinking about it. You're not
I
alone.
was.
That's his first money in the bank.
I was about to say Panthers 3.5 point dogs at home with an over under of 40.
That's a divisional dog at home. Rookie. Saints minus 3.5.
That's a play.
Yeah. Drop it down to 2.5. Pair it with the over.
I can see that. I can see 42.
Yeah. Save yourself the stress on the field goal and just parlay it with the over. That's it's becoming my motto this episode.
It is.
No.
Steelers 2.2 dogs at home over under 40.5. Nar, what do you got?
2 Monday night games, Gnar.
2 Monday night games. Unfortunately for me, the Steelers play the late one, so I'll get maybe 4 hours of sleep for the time of day I usually wake up. So that's unfortunate.
But no matter what, your whole football weekend will be not sad.
My football weekend doesn't get ruined at 1 o'clock, which is why I'm most excited. This game.
You got a couple tough games to start, Gnar.
I mean, they were 1.5 point dogs against the 49ers, which didn't make much sense to anyone other than Vegas buying in on the hype. And the Browns offensively didn't look all that impressive. Steelers offensively are definitely not that impressive. I'm staying away from the team. I want to believe in the Steelers, but I need to see at least one game of production out of them. The Browns-Steelers always play disgusting games. You have 2 of the top 4 DNs in the league going against each other. TJ Watt's going out for a record-breaking sack record again. We all know he's on pace. I like the under here at 40.5. It's going to be an ugly AFC North beat the shit out of each other game.
I also love the under here. This is a game where I'd normally take the Browns -2, and then the Steelers will win like 17-15 or something. And then I'll have to feel bad about betting against your team, Nar, when they pull out a gritty win. So I'm going to make it easy. I'm just going to take the under. Train.
I was gonna bet anything Gnar said, except for the under. Let's take the over. Let's get points next Monday.
I would love that because that means Kenny plays a good game.
I got the over in both Monday night games, so we're not going to bed at all, Gnar.
I'll be up with you as long as they're not getting shit beat out of them.
What do you have for the teaser?
Well, you definitely should have a good read on the games, huh?
Yeah, yet I'm still here with. I mean,
I don't like a single tease this week.
that's not how the show goes. I mean,
This is going to be ugly, and you guys are. I don't think you're going to like it, but I'm going to take the Rams. Take them to 14, two touchdowns. I think they can keep it within that stretch. Sean McVay, does he own the 49ers? Or
It's
is he
always
owned by
one
the
of the.
Cardinals?
It's one of them. I think the 49ers own him. No. Um,
The Cardinals own the
I
Cardinals
don't
own the
know, dude.
Rams.
It's always like I know what you're talking about. It's
Okay,
one of
well,
those
yeah,
teams.
it doesn't matter that much. Home division dog, you get 2 touchdowns. Take it. Matt Stafford's so good.
Trent, I'm down to 2. Who you got?
Justin Fields and the Bears going into Tampa Bay. Tees +3 to +9. I think they keep it that close. I do.
Oh, you were supposed to take one of my 2, so I didn't have to.
Oh shit!
Ah. Fuck. Give me the Chargers. Take them from -3 to +3. I was between them and the Packers. I'll say it so you guys can.
Betwixt.
But yeah, betwixt them and the Packers. But give me the Chargers +3. Then they can lose by a field goal. The Titans, which if they do lose, I think that's how it would be. But if I can get points for the Chargers, I'm going to take them. Chargers +3. So we
Touchdown
got
scores.
who we got?
Go ahead. We got Bears from me. Nars got the Rams.
Bears,
And
Chargers,
you've
Rams.
got the Chargers.
Bears, Chargers, Rams.
Yeah.
All right.
It's gross. That's really bad.
Who we got for TD scores?
I hate doing this because I know he was Jameer Gibbs. I think he scores week one, first home game, and just everyone goes insane. It's more of an emotional TD score pick. So if you guys don't like that and don't think it's right to put it in there, that's okay. It's still going in there. I think Jameer Gibbs gets the touchdown, and like when I like, they might get a delay of game because of how loud it's going to be in Ford Field. Also, C.J. Gardner-Johnson would like everyone to buy a blue ski mask and wear it to the football game.
I saw that.
Me and Ham thought about maybe buying them and just wearing them for the games. I don't know how that would go over well if you saw 60,000 people wearing ski masks in Ford Field.
I really hope it's a giveaway. I would love that.
That would be insane. That would be insane.
No, who you got?
Fuck. I'm betwixt 3.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna go. What I this is where I went right away, and I thought it would be chalk. I'll take Justin Fields.
That was one of them.
Let's go.
Okay. Talked about it earlier. It's a bounce back spot. I think Jamar Chase has a game. I think he gets in the end zone.
Well, that was
He
one of
seems
mine.
to always play great against the Ravens and the Steelers. So I think he's going to continue that here, and I think he's going to have a huge game. Give me Jamar Chase.
Jamar
Let's
Chase,
go.
Justin Fields, Jameer Gibbs, all J's. We'll jump over to the wager
And
wheel.
JJ.
We went 2-1 last week. Train missed his. Gnar and I hit. Train, your spin's coming.
Oh no, Bach! I always get first.
Nar,
Oh, you
Nar
do?
go first. Yeah.
Yes.
NFL under, Gnar.
Yes.
Now here comes the MLB spin for
Swear to
Train.
God, dude.
MLB.
Yeah, MLB.
MLB. What did I say yours was, Gnar? NFL under?
Yes.
Train NFL away money line.
Nice.
That's so hype.
That is hype.
NFL away money line. Oh no. Fuck. I got TD score.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can't give away the same one. I think that should be a thing.
No, it's gotta be a new one.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
All right.
Yeah.
I got mine.
Go ahead.
Just for viewing pleasure, nobody likes watching when you're betting under. So I'm going to give one out to the people that probably nobody listening to this podcast is going to watch unless it comes over red zone for the 7 field goals these two teams kick together. You got two rookies going head to head against each other. Interdivision. Teams don't like each other. Under 40 Texans Colts.
Love it. My money line this week for an away team is going to be the Packers. I think they go into Atlanta and win. Played pretty well in Chicago, so I think they can go into an Atlanta and get a dub there too.
Good pick.
TD score back. This laptop sounds like it's going to explode.
I think the touchdown score will be.
Are you holding it so it airs out?
Oh yeah.
I can see you're jumbling all
the
over.
Cowboys
the place.
defense?
No.
Cowboys defense?
Yeah.
Another one.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Jets probably have a pick or two.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cowboys defense.
I like that, Bob. Get some fucking value in here.
I was just
Probably not even that valuable after last week.
Yeah. Give me the Cowboys defense. Any closing thoughts?
Let's just get 30 subs. If you're listening to this, tell
30
somebody
subs,
about it.
please.
We just need 4, and it'll just make me feel a little good.
Thank you for watching, listening, however you may be consuming our media. This is episode 40 of Jux present an All Things Sports podcast presented to you by Always Boolin. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. Spotify, be sure to follow, drop a review. And until next time, as always, Vista boys.
Missed it.